Hi, this is Marloomz Creations, and today I'm going to show you how to make this Christmas penguin on your loom. This is a single loom design. All you need is your loom set up in the offset configuration. We will make the body and then the head and connect them. The beads, the Christmas lights, are optional, but if you want to add them to your penguin, you can do so, and I will tell you what to do with that part. For the colors, you're going to need 30 red bands, 68 white bands, and 54 black bands, 22 orange for his feet, 2 black beads for the eyes, 2 small pony beads, and 1 orange pony bead for the nose. If you don't have pony beads for the eyes or the nose, I will show you what to do with a rubber band when we get to that part. As far as the lights, you can use regular pony beads, and I will show you how to make them like a garland. And if you have a smaller bead where it's a little bit more difficult to get a band through, you can use these type. I will show you if I have them. I don't know what I did with them. It's a different bead. They look like these. They're more rounded, and the hole of the bead is a little bit smaller, therefore a lot harder to get a band through, so you would need a piece of dental floss. So if you have beads that are a little bit larger than the opening of a regular pony bead, this one a band can go right through and this one can't. You can use dental floss. So the first thing that we're going to do with our penguin is we're going to make the feet of the penguin and his wings, and then we can get started on the body and the hat. So gather your supplies, and that's what we're going to do. So you're going to start using your black bands. You're going to take a single band, and you're going to place one single band on these 3 right here. And then you're going to grab 2 bands at a time. This was a single, these are 2. And you're going to go down 2 times using 2 bands on both sides. Now if you have a spare hook, this is the chance to grab that so that you can put the wings and the feet on there. I have the Rainbow Loom hook, but I don't put the little pieces on there because I feel like they don't give enough space. So I bought this one at AC Moore. I think it was only $2. It's not the best to loop with, but it's definitely great to put your little pieces on it. And also the plus with this one is that your beads fit right through the hook. So back to the wing. After you have done 2 and 2, you're going to take 2 more bands and you're going to place 2 here. And then, so those are 2 bands on those 3 pegs. Then take a single and wrap it around this peg only 3 times. Take another single band, wrap it around itself, and place it on these 3 pegs right here. And we're going to do that again. Grab a single, place it on these 3. Just want to skip it so that you don't get confused. Grab 2 bands here, 2 here, 2 here, and 2 here. And then another 2 bands from here to here. So it's like an upside down triangle. And another single, wrap it around itself, and place it on these 3. And then another single, and place a cap band, wrapping it around only 3 times on this last peg. And now we can loop. So you can reach in under your cap band, and you have 2 bands here that we placed. You're going to grab just one and bring it to the left or to the right, it doesn't matter. Then grab the second, also bringing it to the opposite side, and reach in here, grab these 2, and you're looping it forward. Reach in here, grab these 2, loop it forward, here, and here. So we looped these 2. I'm sorry. And then you're going to take that single band and bring it to the middle and bring this single band to the middle. And now this is why I said it's good to have a spare hook, because these will come undone if you just take them off and don't put it on a hook. So I'm just going to grab that spare hook and pull it off slowly. And that's one wing. And now, again, reaching in underneath. Let me grab the other. Grab the cap band and grab one band and loop to the left or to the right, it doesn't matter. Reach in, grabbing the remaining bottom, loop to the other one. Grab these two, loop forward. These two and loop forward. Reach in here and you're pushing the cap band, the triangle band back when you enter the peg. And grab those two bands, loop forward. Again, when you enter the peg, push those triangle bands back, grab the bottom two and loop forward. Over here, you're grabbing a single, bringing it to the middle, single, bringing it to the middle. And then take your hook, grab all the bands in the middle, and pull it off slowly. And that is your penguin's arms. And now we're going to do the feet. So for the feet, I'm going to be using these shiny orange bands, metallic bands. And you can use any shade of orange you want. This is just regular Rainbow Loom orange, and I will show you. This is the metallic that I found, and this is what it looks like. So again, your choice. So what you're going to do is you're going to take two bands at a time and place it on two separate pegs like this, and make sure they're not connected. These are slippery. So two, and you're going to do that 6 times. I'm going to put 2 here and 2 here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have an extra. And then after that, you're going to take your single band, same color, and you're going to wrap that around 4 times on each one. Then you're just going to loop them. So make sure you have wrapped the cap 4 times. So you're going to loop them. And you can loop 3 for now, because this is how we're going to make the penguin's feet. And you're going to grab, after you've looped 3, take 3 of them off. And you should have 3 on your hook. Grab 2 more bands that match the orange. And you're going to slide all of these pieces onto those 2 bands. Then take your hook and grab the other loop. And that will be one of your penguin's feet. And you can do that again. So I'm just going to take these and I'm going to transfer them onto the same hook that I have the penguin's arms. Take off the other 3. And do the same thing, just take them off. And then grab 2 more bands. And slide those all onto those 2 bands, Once they're all on, take your hook and grab the other loop. And then again, I'm just placing these on the spare hook. So I have my wings and my feet. So now we can begin by making the body of the penguin. So for the body, you're going to start off with your white bands, and you're going to use 2 white bands from here to here on these 2. Then you're going to go 2 to the left and 2 to the right. And then you're going to go down 4 times using 2 white bands. You're going to do 4 times on every row. So once you have placed 4 on each row, I'm just going to push them down. You're going to grab 2 from the middle and place it on this peg right here. And again, the same thing on the other side, from the middle to this peg. So now we're going to add an overlapping, and that's how you get the black around the penguin. And you're going to grab your black bands, and you're going to place 2 black bands here, 2 here, and 2 here. And then the last one is a white. You're going to do the same thing here, 3 sets of black and a set of white. So 1 set of black, another set, and another set, and then white. Once you've done that, you're going to take 2 white bands, and you're going to wrap this peg, wrap it around this peg 3 times only. And the same on this one, wrap it around the peg only 3 times. You can grab your penguin's wings, and you're going to place it on this peg right here. Make sure you're grabbing 3 loops. It should have 3 bands right here. It will fall apart if you don't grab it the right way. So like when you want to take it off the hook, make sure you can put your finger through all of them like that. Then place that on these 2 right here. Grab a single white band and place it on these 3. That's a triangle band. And then grab a single black, place it on these 3, and on these 3. So we place a single white, a black, and a black. And now we're going to loop that. So you're going to reach in where this cap band is, and you are going to grab the first 2 bands that you see, and you're going to loop it forward. So you're going to grab the top layer, so the black, and the white. Reach in here, push back that triangle band, grab the first 2 black bands and loop it forward. Same thing here, the first 2 black bands, loop it forward, and the first 2 black bands and loop it forward. You're going to do the same thing on this side. Reach in, push that cap band back, grab the top 2 white bands and loop forward. Grab these 2, loop forward, and then these 2, loop forward, and then the last 2 black bands and loop forward. Now we're going to remove this top layer and place it to the outside. You're not removing these two, the first two, and you're not removing the last two. So this peg and this peg remain, the bands remain on there. You're just removing the second and the third set. What you're going to do is you're going to place your thumb on this peg so that these don't pop off, and you're going to take your finger on the second one and bring it up and over. So it should look like that. And you are going to remove this white one, not these bands right here, not the cap, but you're going to remove these white ones, pop it up and over. So you should have popped off 1, 2, 3, left that on. Same thing on this side. Grab the second one, and my second and my third have popped off, so bring them over. And now the remaining one is this last one right here, the white. Pop it up to the side, and we left that on. Now you're going to add your penguin's feet. You're going to push that right here. And right here. And you're going to reach in. And you're going to be grabbing, you're going to push back. When you enter the peg, you're pushing back these bands that are the extension. And you're going to be grabbing, there's one set here, the middle, and the bottom. So the bottom you're not touching, you're touching the middle. You're grabbing the middle one. Right here, you're aiming for that middle band, which is the one that's right here. So you're going to, you can pull on the feet a little, push back the cap, and I'm going to do it on the side so you can see. And I'm just going to grab now the middle set. And you see as I pull it, it's showing that I'm pulling the right one, and bring it to that one. And do this, the same thing with this one. Reach in, pushing, make sure you're pushing this back. Grab the middle and loop it to that peg. Now re-enter both pegs and grab the remaining two bottom bands. Make sure you're still pushing this band back and loop forward. Enter this one and push back, grab the two bottom white and loop forward. Enter this one, push all those bands back and loop forward. And now you're going to enter here, and every time you enter a peg you're going to make sure that you push the triangle bands back. So push back, grab the bottom white, loop forward. Push back, grab the bottom white, loop forward. Grab these and loop forward. So we looped 1, 2, 3, and these 3. So now we're going to enter here, loop this one forward, loop this one, and loop this one. So now we loop the next 3, and we're going to loop this one, and this one. So all we have left is this band that's going to go to the middle. So you're going to reach in, push back the wings, and grab the two white and bring to the middle. Same thing here, bring to the middle. Once you have brought those both bands to the middle, you're going to reach in, push all the bands back, grab the two neck bands and loop it forward. Now you can take a spare hook if you want, and you can take this off slowly. Sometimes, since I do have a spare hook, I do this. If you don't have a spare hook, you can grab another color, a single band, to pull through these, and then take a slip, an S-clip, and you can S-clip that so that your penguin's body doesn't fall apart. I'm just going to hold it in my finger for now because I can't find an S-clip. And remove your penguin slowly. You don't want to yank it off. You want it to keep its shape. So I do go peg by peg. And this is your penguin. Now we're just going to, and you can, like I said, you can either leave him on a spare hook on the neck, or you can put another band through those bands and S-clip it. I'm going to just leave him on my spare hook to the side. So now we're going to make his hat and his face. And so now for the face and the hat, I'm going to be using a large pony bead for this part of the hat. If you don't have a large pony bead, you can use bands, that's fine, and I will show you what to do when we get to that part. And for the eyes, I am using 2 small pony beads, and they're 4mm by 7mm. So that's the size of the eye and the nose. And if you don't have beads for the eyes and for the nose, then again I can show you what to do using bands. So if you don't have beads for the nose, you are going to grab 3 orange bands, which I don't have with me, so I'm going to go grab, but yes, here is one. So you're going to grab 3 orange bands, and that's going to be for, you are going to grab 2 orange bands for the nose and 1 white band. So it's in 2 orange and 1 white if you are making a nose out of bands. And if you're making the eyes out of bands, you're going to grab 2 black bands and 2 white bands. And that's what you're going to do for the eyes, and I'll show you. And as far as the bead, you would grab 2 white bands to make it the thickness of that bead, and then I will show you what to do after that. So just grab your supplies, and as we get to that part, I will just show you what to do on the hook anyway. So to make the hat, you're going to grab thread bands, and the first thing you're going to do is you're going to place a single band from here to here. These are going to all be single bands until I tell you to use 2. So the next one is from here to here, and that is another single band. This is also a single band, and this is also a single band. And then you're going to grab another single band, and from here on 1, 2, 3, the 3rd peg, you're going to stretch it to the 4th peg. So you should have stretched that band from the 3rd peg to the 4th peg on this row. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we are using still a single from here to here and a single from here to here. These were all single. Now you can switch to double bands. Place 2 here, 2 bands here, and 2 bands here. Switch to your white bands. Place 2 here, 2, and 2. Take another 2 white bands and from here to here, and another 2 from here to here. Now grab your black bands and place 1, 2, 1, and 2, and again 1 and 2. And now switch back to your white bands and go down 1, 2 times in the middle, place 1 here, 2 bands with 1 set here, but then you're turning in to this peg. You're going to do the same thing on that side. 1 set here and then turn in. So now we're going to do the little bead on top so we don't forget. The little hook that I bought from AC Moore is so tiny that the bead fits right through, so I'll show you that my pony bead is big enough that the hook fits through, and all I do is I grab two red bands to match the hat, and I pull two red bands through. If you don't have a hook, you still can just fit two bands through your pony bead if it's large enough. And then I place it on my hook, both loops, and I place that right here. Now we're going to take a single band and wrap it around itself and place it from here to here. But let me get back to the bead actually, because if you don't have a bead, what you're going to do is you're going to grab two bands that are white, wrap it around your hook 4 times, another wraps around your hook 4 times, and then you're going to grab two red bands. So these were two white bands wrapped around 4 times. Now grab two red bands and transfer those on there. Just pull them over it. And if you want your little bead to look bigger, you can even add another white band. But this will be yours on the top like that. And you would place yours on this peg. So now back to this one, we took a band that was single and we wrapped around itself and we placed it on these two. We're going to do that again. Take a single band, wrap it around itself, and place it on these two. Another single band, wrap it around itself, and you're placing it on these 3 right here. So it's a triangle band, but it's a single wrapped around itself. And then take a single band that's white and place it on these 3. So this is a cap, a cap, a cap, and then a single band. Now we're going to do the eyes. For the eyes, they're fairly easy for me because I'm using beads, so I will show you that part first. And for the nose, I just take a single white band and I place it through the tiny little bead, and that would be my nose. And for the eyes, I take 2 white bands and I place it through these black beads, and that's going to be my eyes once I show you what to do around the hook. But if you are using bands, what you're going to do is you're going to grab two black bands for the eyes and 2 white bands. Take the single black band and wrap it around your hook 4 times. Then take the single white band and pull it on there. Once this is on your hook, the loop, take this white loop, twist it, and put your hook through it. Then you should have this remaining loop, put it on your hook, and wrap it around once. Let's do that again. A single black band, wrap it around your hook 4 times, grab a single white band, and once you take these out of the way, once you have your loop still on your hook, take that white loop, twist it, put your hook through it, take this loop, place it on your hook, and wrap it around. And those are your eyes, and then you would take a black band and slowly transfer them on to that black band. So once you take that black band, let's do it over. So once you have both of these on your hook, you're going to grab that single black band and you're going to grab these little by little. You can grab 2 of the white bands and slide it onto that single black band. So little by little transfer that on. And you want to do it slowly so the eye stays straight. So that's 1. and then I pinch these two and pinch these two, and that is the other. And your eyes would go from here to here. You would then separate the eyes, and then you would open the band in the middle, the black band, and place one of the bands above the peg and the other one resting underneath it. And that would be your penguin's eye if you're using bands. If you're using bands for the nose, you take a single, wrap it around 4 times, take this one, wrap it on itself, transfer that on, grab the other loop, and then a single white band, and you pull it through. And then you place it from here to here, and that is your nose. But I prefer to use beads, and I'm going to do my beads now. So the bead would go from here to here. And the eye is the same concept. Once you have the bead onto your band, you're going to take that white loop, twist it, put your hook through, again, twist. Same thing here, take the loop, twist, put your hook through it, and twist this. And then take a single black band and transfer all of those one at a time. These are pain in the tuchus. And then place them here. And then you're separating the eyes the same way we did with the bands. And opening that space and bringing one band above. So now we did the eyes and we did the nose. So now we're going to grab the body of the penguin, make sure it was the front. I'm going to remove that black band that was holding it. I'm grabbing 2 loops from his neck and 2 more. So you should have 4 loops altogether. And you're going to place the loop on this peg right here. But before we do that, take a single band that's white and place it on here to here. That triangle band right there just needed just one. So place the neck right here after you've placed that triangle band. And then pull on it a little, reach in, grab the first 2, loop it. Reach in, grab the second top 2 and loop it. And reach in and grab the final one and loop it to the middle. Now you're going to reach in here and grab the bottom 2 and loop forward. And same thing here, reach in here, grab these bottom 2, loop forward. Reach in the middle, loop forward. And when you reach in here, there is that white band for the nose, push it back, grab the 2 black, loop forward. Same thing here, pushing that nose band back and loop forward. Reach in here and loop forward. So you should have looped these 3 sets of the black bands. And now reach in here and be careful, this is the eye band right here. You're pushing that back, grabbing the bottom 2 and looping forward. Same thing here, that little black band, push it back, grab the bottom 2, loop forward. Reach here, pushing that eye band back, grab the bottom 2, loop forward. Reach in here, and there's 2 sets of white, is the bottom, and there's the top. You're going to reach in and grab the first set of 2 white bands, and you're bringing that to the middle. Same thing here, the first set, and you're bringing that to the middle. Back into these pegs, you're going to go back in them, grab the remaining white, loop forward, and the remaining white, and loop forward. Reach in here, push back all the bands, Grab those 2 white bands and move forward. Reach here, grabbing the 2 red, loop. Same thing here. Same thing here. Reach here, grab that single red and bring it to this peg. Reach in here, grab that single red, loop it forward. Here, single red, single red. Don't forget this one. And single here. And then this peg is single here. Then you take your your hook, and you enter, and you grab a single red band, and you slide it through. Let's do that. That's why I like my thin hooks better. Slide it through, pull it up, bring it to the top, and you create a slip knot. Don't pull so hard. Once you created that slip knot, take it, that loop, and wrap it around the bead only 2 times. And then you can take your penguin off slowly. And if you don't want the Christmas lights, you can just finish your project now. But if you wanted the Christmas lights, I will show you what to do next. I apologize for my voice. Once the weather starts to get a little cold, that's it. I get laryngitis all the time. I will have it for the rest of the winter. So now you're going to take his nose, and if it moved, you're going to pop it through the middle, because mine shifted. And then take his eyes and pop them through. Now he looks normal. And there's his hat. And so if you want the Christmas lights for your penguin, I'm going to show you what to do. If you find that his wings are not as pointy as you would like, you can take your hook, if you have a thin hook, and go through the cap bands, and I pull on them until I straighten them. And then you can pinch it, and it gives it more of that pointy look. Same thing here. Go through the cap bands and straighten them out. So for the Christmas lights, there's 2 ways to do it, depending on what kind of beads you have. If you have beads that you know for sure a band will not go through them unless you help it with a piece of dental floss, then this is what yours can look like. And what I did was, this way, I used I'll show you both ways. There's this way, and then there is this way. This one's the easiest way, the garland way. But I'll show you this way first. So first you start off with a piece of dental floss, which you definitely need for these beads because the hole is too tiny for anybody to push a band through. And you're going to grab any color bead that you want at first and place your dental floss through that bead. And then grab a single black band. Take the tip of your dental floss yet again and reinsert it through the hole. Let's try that again. And you're going to pull. Not so hard, but you're going to pull like that. So you should have your bands inside of your bead, and then you take both loops. And from here, you're counting, I say, around 8 bands. You take a single, and you pull it, and you create a slip knot. So that's 1 band. 2. 3. 4. 5, 6, 7, and I'm just going to do the 8th one, and that's it, an 8. And then you still need your dental floss. So grabbing your dental floss, you should have put 8 links. You're going to take your dental floss and place it through that very bottom loop, the last loop, and place the 2 corners or tips of your dental floss together and try to twist it so that they're thin. And then you're just going to start threading your bead through. And these are only to use if the band doesn't fit through them. Otherwise, if you put these type of pony beads, it's just going to slide back and forth and it won't give it that look where it stays still. So you're going to slide one on, and then you're going to bring it to the bottom little by little. If you just want to get them on first and then adjust them. I have about 16 beads. So you're just going to do that. There's no particular order. You don't want to pull too tight. You do want to stretch it as you're pulling the bead through so that it doesn't pop the bands. And once I have them on, then I will place them where I want to place them. So I'm not going to put 16, but I'm going to show you what I do. So see, this is the very first bead I put on. If you're having a hard time getting it over the knot, you just stretch the band a little and you bring it to the bottom around there, and you just continue to do that with each band. With each bead. You can stop right before the knot, and just however the space that you want in between each bead. And so for me, it worked out perfectly that I had enough, at least 16 beads. And so once you've done that and you've added all your beads, you're going to take the dental floss out, obviously, and you're going to take the band that matches your hat, which is red, and you're going to take a single band and slide it through, and it should just look like this, just a little loop. And the only reason I do that is I will show you. So here's my loop, and I do have one bead right before the loop, so it's the 16th bead, it's the last bead, and I threaded the loop through, and I'm going to just grab that loop and place it on my penguin's hat, and it'll blend in and nobody will see it. And then you just slowly wrap the Christmas lights around your penguin and try to get it so that the last bead ends at the end, and then you can just tuck it in underneath some of the penguin's bands, and it should hold it. And that would be your penguin with your Christmas lights. Now, if you do have large pony beads, I will show you what to do with that. This step is actually easier. So for the large pony beads, you're going to take your loom and your beads, and you're going to choose the color that you want your string to be, your garland, I guess green if you want. I'm going to use green. And you're just going to take a couple of bands and place the beads right through them, whatever color you want. You can use black if you want. If you don't want green, it doesn't, like I said, it doesn't matter. So for here I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Definitely need more than that. So the first thing is you're going to take a single green band and place it right here. And so it's going to be a single followed by a band and then a single. You're going to do every other, but you're going to place it to the side. So it's a single, then a band with a bead, then a single, then a band with a bead, then a single, followed by a band with a bead, a single. And the reason you do a single is because if you place them on each band, it doesn't look right. It just gets too crowded. Then a band with a bead. I mean, that was a single. So you got it. The pattern is single bead, single bead, single bead, like that. So this is a single, and this is a beaded, a single, and you're doing crisscross. A beaded one, a single. You get more red, so it's more Christmassy. And you can use any color you want. You can use white bands instead of green, or you can use black. This is just for an example. And I'll grab one more. So this is a single and this, and a beaded one. And so now I'm going to grab my last single band and wrap it around this peg, and this is a bead on here, and wrap it around 2 times only, just 2. Then take your hook and you're going to reach in, or you could do it 3 times actually. 1, 2, 3, and take your hook and reach in under that cap and just loop to this peg, and reach under here and loop to this peg, reach here and loop here, and you're just looping side to side. I know a lot of you don't have the loom that you can adjust, so this is an easy way to do it. Instead of taking your row and twisting it around, which I would have done. So I have to loop this one. We are almost done. Make sure I've looped everything. And we are done. So now we get to the top, and actually that top band probably should be red, but I'm going to take it off anyway. So here's my bands with all the beads on it. I'm going to grab a red band so it matches the hat, and I'll do the same thing. I'll take these off to show you. Place it on there, and little by little you can wrap the beads around. And so if you see, you can make yours even longer if you want. You can just go like that and then hook it on the back with an S-clip if you want, and then you can have your little Christmas penguin. So I'm glad that I was able to show you both ways, and thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. And if you make a little Christmas penguin, you can share it with me on Instagram, on Marloomz Creations, or on Facebook. So thank you so much for watching.